Hey y'all. I know well, yeah, it's been hey John, how are you? It's been a minute since I've been live. Well, again, I was live last weekend, but um yeah, I was just enjoying my weekend and you know, whatever. Um anyway, y'all, work has been crazy. Work has been work, y'all. Work has been work. Welcome FAAF. Welcome Tiff, how are you? I'm well, thank you. Thank you, John. Hi, Jen. How are you? Yeah, I miss you guys too. I do. But as you know, I'm working, 15, 16 hour days sometimes. And, I got to make decisions. Mental health, right? I got to figure out what I want to do with my free time. And you know what? A lot's been going on YouTube. I am keeping an eye on what's happening, as you heard my rant last weekend. Thank God. I mean, I took the live down, but I know it might have pissed some people off. Either way, it's okay. But what I was doing in that live, I didn't forget. Yes. Yes, it is busy. Well, school starts on Monday, but we had our first football game tonight. Hi, Alana. How are you? I'm glad you guys are well. Please share with me, what your life has been like in the chat. Uh, I feel like there's so much catching up to do. Um, yeah, I'm just gonna get started. I'm just gonna get started. I'm just doing some research, but I wanted to do it with you guys, because I'm already doing it anyway. So why not do it together? And I'll do my best to keep up with the chat. I was researching because a year ago, when Kylie's case was going on, when it was right off the gate in August, right? We're still in August. I don't know why this month feels so long. For honestly, August, like my birthday was 2 weeks ago and it feels like it was a month ago or 2 months ago. We're still in August. We still have like about 5 or 6 days of August left. But as I said, um, yeah, this month is it just feels like it's been dragging. And we have to remember that a year ago, it wasn't just Kylie's case that was happening, even though we were all just sucked into it, right? We were just so, um, just, it was everything that everybody was talking about on YouTube. And you have to think about around that time, actually, one day after another. So August 6th, 7th, no, 5, 6, and 7. People went missing back to back to back. And all three people, and I mean the couple from what was it? Yuba City? Yuba City? The couple that was driving back from hot August nights. The same place that Lindsay was going to with originally with Kylie, but then changed his mind. It's just so for me, I really want to see that broken down. I want to see the couple, Jolisa Fuentes and Kylie. I want to see those timelines kind of like just side by side. I haven't done that yet, but I am planning to do that. And actually in staff development, I learned about these new apps where you can create timelines and comparisons very quick. So I'm going to utilize that to present something to you guys. Hi, Dozy, how are you? Yeah, you, but thank you, Tiff. Because it's actually very interesting. And then the circumstances that surround the couple, that surround Kylie, and like the similarities to me are just interesting. I mean, again, I'm not saying that they have anything to do with each other. However, once you compare something side to side, it changes, right? So let's say you look at a blue, a wall, like you look at a color on the wall and it's blue, right? And then you go to the paint store and you just go off memory what that blue was like, 90% chance that you're not going to get the exact same blue, right? So what you need to do is scrape off a little bit of the blue that's on the wall, take it to the paint store, and they'll match it because they have the technology to do that. And then, like, just seeing things side by side.
New at 6, what would you think of sexually?
Who was searching, John? It was Placer County. Hi, Evie. How are you? So, yeah, I mean, the 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 person inside me that wants to just run with it wants to say, yeah, this is connected, but if you really think about it, if you really want to look at things just from the facts that we know, it's not connected, that we know. I don't think it is, but I mean, if we tried hard enough, we could connect it. We could say, oh, this happened in California and they were going to Reno. They were coming back from Reno on the day before that Kylie went missing. So of course it has to be connected. I mean, put enough dots on a paper, you can connect any of them to anything. I mean, if you're really looking at it, like, look at the big picture here, right? Hi, Anna. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful to anybody, even though I am going to be disrespectful when I say that. But I mean, that's just my opinion, and that's what it is. Anyway, so then now off of that subject, as I was trying to do those three comparisons, um, do you guys know that Sheriff Wu came out with a statement on YouTube, on Placer County YouTube, about his disagreement with a convicted sexual predator and a violent sexual predator being released into Placer County. And so I did a little bit of research on that. So I'm just giving a preface to what I was doing tonight. So now that we're all on the same page and why I'm here. On my screen right now, this is from March 30th, 2022. So this is what Sheriff Wu talked about, or gave a statement about 4 days ago. So August the 21st, he gave a statement about this situation. I think I heard that the couple that they found were broken up, but they were still friends. Hi, Colette, by the way. See, the thing is, though, they were friends, but the boyfriend, no, the sister of, what's her name? I don't want to mess up. Jeanette Pantoja, the woman from the couple, the lady of the couple that went missing. Her older sister was actually not okay with her traveling with her ex. I think it was the older sister or the boyfriend. But this wasn't okay with the family or the boyfriend. It wasn't okay. So they did this anyway. So that gives you some background on that. But I'll come back to that, Colette. Thank you for being here, and everyone else is here listening. So this is kind of where I left off. And this live is only going to be about another 45, 50 minutes. So bear with me. I'm going to leave it up for that reason. Okay. So this is where it started. This guy on the screen. This guy was a news reporter that reported about Kiely. So just listen to this video with me.
Violent predator was placed next door. New at 6, what would you think if a sexually violent predator was placed next door to where you live?
Last night, we showed you how it could happen in Sutter Creek in Amador County. But that had many of you and us wondering, how is the offender's location determined? ABC 10's Kurt Rivera takes a look.
Paul and Marcia Urenda are outraged that their quiet Sutter Creek retirement home could soon have a sexually violent predator as their new neighbor.
Cell service is really sketchy up here. There's teenage girls that live in that house back up there. My granddaughter spends part of the summer here.
66-year-old William Stephenson is the man the California Department of State Hospitals is considering placing in this home next to the Urenda's property. According to an online legal research tool, he has a long criminal history, including convictions of sexually assaulting 2 women at a nude beach while threatening them with a knife. He was sentenced to 31 years in state prison, but committed to a state hospital since 2009. And while there are thousands of sex offenders shown in blue released into communities in California, it's different for so-called sexually violent predators shown here in yellow. When checking the Megan's Law website for the number of sexually violent predators placed back into society in our area, it's extremely low. By our account, for example, in Amador County, there are none. In San Joaquin County, there is only 1, and in Sacramento County, 4. So how is one placed into a community? According to the California Department of State Hospitals, it's done through a conditional release program, or CONREP. Quote, the court then orders CONREP to locate a residence for the patient in their county of domicile, that is, where they will live, which is legally determined by the court. The county of domicile is typically the same county that handles the patient's SDP, or sexually violent predator commitment proceeding. In Stephenson's case, it's Placer County. But then there is this, quote, placements to other counties are rare and only occur in extraordinary circumstances when court ordered.
Yet they somehow chose Amador County when we are one of the smallest, have the least resources or the ability to actually cope with something under this magnitude.
We have an update to the court hearing set for Stephenson. Amador County Sheriff Gary Redmond says it has been moved to April 5th in Placer County Superior Court in Auburn. But the hearing is now only to vacate or cancel Stephenson's placement hearing because of procedural issues involving the state hospital system. We'll keep you posted on what will happen next.
So this person, he is being released to the public. Hi, Rebecca. He's being released to the public, and he's a violent sexual predator being released to Placer County. He's different than most other offenders, it seems like. Yes, Outdoorsy. I believe that too. Or because I understand there's a mental issue here. I believe that there is a mental issue here. Something's wrong in the head. You don't release people like that to the general public. They need to be kept somewhere. But I believe, if someone can help me out here, because I am not very well versed in California law, but I know that they're trying to get people out of the prison system because it is full. There isn't any room in prison anymore. So they're trying to release people who they believe will be accepted in society or not as violent. But in this case, this guy is a sexually violent predator. That is not someone you just release. See, does that make sense? Yeah, exactly. Yes. And then to a city that doesn't have resources to handle something like this. So that's the issue, right? So that's the first one. I just wanted to give you some background on that. I'm gonna exit out of this screen. I'm gonna go into another one. I'm gonna go through the timeline with you. So this is now published July. So this is community speaking on that. This is July 17th, 2023. I did full screen for you. There we go.
Realize this guy's probably dangerous, there's statistics go out that you just realize this guy's probably dangerous, there's statistics go out that you just it's hard to treat these people.
Homeowners in one part of Amador County are relieved tonight a convicted sexually violent predator will not be released there. Instead, William Stephenson will be released somewhere in Placer County.
Okay, so they're not. So this guy is not going to be released to what is it? Not Namador County, not in Amador. They didn't want him there. They fought it. So and look, they don't want him there. And so now he's gonna be released in Placer County. Hi, Katie Bug, how are you? Why Placer County? Why did they choose Placer County? Is it because they have more? Look, and I ask why Placer County, not because I'm alluding to Placer County is corrupt. They don't care about anybody. They're all predators. I'm really coming at this in just a very objective view. I'm really just trying to understand, ask questions, because I'm trying to catch up and as to why Sheriff Wu said what he said, right? So we're building up to what's happening now. And then I'm also reflecting on what happened a year ago. So please just stay with me here. Caroline, hi Caroline. Caroline says, I've been a garage door installer helping my husband and I fell off the bar wine standing, slid through back windshield with my legs in shorts with a garage door section hurt. I am so sorry, Caroline. I hope you're okay, recovering, sending prayers for you. And thank you for sharing that with us. I'm sending prayers for you. And I fell off the bar wine standing, slid. Oh my God. Oh God. I hope you're okay. Tiff Justice, can't they deny him to come there? Well, see, we'll get to that. Katie Bug says, I'm glad that you're here, Katie Bug. I missed you. Anna missed all of us. John is mad. John, yes, probably more isolated area. Right, yeah. Placer County is big. Placer County is not Truckee, just Truckee. It's a wider area if you look at it. Let's keep playing this video here.
And the company funding his release, Liberty Healthcare, says they will even pay for an RV for him to live in.
Okay, so Liberty Healthcare is really on top of everything, right? It's Liberty Healthcare. That's what he said. They're even willing to pay. Is that what they said? They're willing to pay for an RV for him. Is it? Do you guys know of? I mean, have you guys ever had a healthcare that will pay for everything? Liberty Healthcare, California. Let's see. Liberty Healthcare of California, Inc. Liberty Healthcare Corporation. Let's see. This is in San Diego. I'm just doing this with you guys. Oh, let me get comfortable here. So Liberty Healthcare is fronting up the bill for this sexually violent predator to be placed somewhere. Okay. Let's see. Liberty Healthcare. Monitor and check your business credit. Build your business credit. Check other businesses' credit file. Company description. Key principal Tom McFarland. Home healthcare services. Ambulatory healthcare service. Healthcare. Oh yeah, John, that's a good point. Why? What about homeless that haven't? Well, we're trying to find something about Liberty Healthcare. Yeah, Liberty Healthcare. Let me see. Am I in the wrong website? If somebody knows the website, Alan Stillman is the executive director at Liberty Healthcare. Specialized work with dual diagnosed clients and forensic and behavior issues. Developing. So this guy is the guy that owns. Alan Stillman. Alan Stillman. Alan Stillman. So this is what I do sometimes. So just bear with me. I like to see Alan Stillman. If someone could help me here. California. I don't know who is this. So I just see Alan Stillman. I just see founder of TGI Fridays. Oh, here we go. LibertyHealthcare.com. Join Alan Stillman, LCSW, at FMHAC's 45th annual conference. Alan Stillman presents interventions for developmentally delayed adults with sexual offending behaviors at the annual conference of the Forensic Mental Health Association of California on March 12th at 3 p.m. This was 2020. So he is all about interventions for developmentally delayed adults, sexual offending behavior. So he's trying to help people, adults, with sexual offending behavior. Yeah. Hey, Harsh, how are you? I have an idea. How about a home next to the CEO? Yeah, John, right? This is so interesting. So the annual conference of the Forensic Mental Health Association of California is held each March at the Hyatt Regency Resort of Monterey, California. Alan Stillman will be presenting interventions for developmentally delayed. He's like really all about it. Okay. That's interesting. The provider, medical Stillman, Bakersfield, California. Primary taxonomy, social worker. A social worker who holds a master's or doctoral degree in social work from an accredited school of social work. Okay, so he's all about helping sexually violent people. Okay, I'm gonna stop my screen there. That was interesting, wasn't it? Okay, so now we're gonna go here. Here we go. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I'm just researching you. Hi. Wait, Miranda. Hi. How are you, Miranda? If you guys hate what I'm doing right now, I'm sorry. I'm just doing live research with you guys. So we went from July to, what was it? Where did we go? Did we start in March? Was it March and then July? And now we're in August. This is now Placer County's Fox 40 News. Harsh Shelley, yeah, let's all make sure everybody please say a prayer for Harsh Shelley's mom. She's having surgery tomorrow. I'm sending you good vibes. We're all sending you good vibes. Please keep us posted, especially on Discord. Okay, so this is from August the 17th, 2023. And I'm going to play this here. So now Placer County is saying something about it.
Sexually violent predator who was barred from living in Amador County is now being released in Placer County.
On Monday, a judge ruled William Stephenson can be sent into that area as a transient. Fox 40's Monica DeAnda is live at Placer County Superior Court with more on his history and when he will be released. Monica.
Sincerely, Melanie, good morning. So it will still be a few months until William Stephenson is released back into the Placer County community. But of course, this is something that the DA's office was hoping that wouldn't happen. Yesterday, there was a 3-hour hearing and argument by the Placer County DA's office in opposition of this release. But ultimately, the judge did grant this.
Okay, so Amador County, which is a smaller county, they opposed this violent sexual predator to be released into their community, and they won. Placer County is larger, right? Isn't Placer County about serving the community? Why is then this sexually violent person being released in Placer County, and the community is being vocal about disagreement and it's not being stopped? Right? Yeah, John, you like to follow the money, right? That's true, John. And I do need to look at that. Hey, Miss Shan, how are you? I hope you're well. I know you have not been feeling well. But I hope you're well. I know that you were feeling sick, and hope you're well. Thank you for being here. There was a home. Right, Alana, but Liberty Healthcare, and Shan, you're the queen of research. If you rewind a little bit, or maybe later in the replay, Liberty Healthcare was fronting money for this sexually violent predator after 30 years of serving in prison be released into Amador County. Amador County said hell no. So then judge said, okay, let's put him in Placer County. But Alan Stillwater is the CEO or something of Liberty Healthcare. So I don't know, these names they're not clicking with me, but maybe with you guys, maybe you guys can help me. Your phone is acting crazy. That's okay. Yeah, like everyone was definitely disagreeing over him. Yes. Thank you, Tiff. I appreciate that. That's awesome. I'm glad you're okay, Shan. No worries. Okay, I'm gonna keep going though. This one is gonna stay up. Unlike my last one where I made an ass of myself. That's okay. All right, I'm going to play this one again from the beginning, because now this is Placer County responding to the last two videos that I showed you. Since July 2023, they wanted to release this. I emphasize on sexually violent offender, right? Or violent sexual offender. I don't know the correct terminology, but yeah.
Sexually violent predator.
Sexually violent predator. See, they even call him a predator, which means they don't think he's cured, right? But Liberty Healthcare wants to buy him an RV in Placer County. I mean, Jesus.
Who was barred from living in Amador County is now being released in Placer County.
On Monday, a judge ruled William Stephenson can be sent into that area as a transient. Fox 40's Monica Danda is live at Placer County Superior Court with more on his history and when he will be released. Monica.
Sincerely, Melanie, good morning. So it will still be a few months until William Stephenson is released back into the Placer County community. But of course, this is something that the DA's office was hoping that wouldn't happen. Yesterday, there was a 3-hour hearing and argument by the Placer County DA's office in opposition of this release. But ultimately, the judge did grant this conditional release for Stephenson.
Placer County approved it. Placer County is big, y'all. Placer County is not just Truckee. When we talk about Placer County, when regarding Kiely Rodni, we assume that it's just Truckee, but it's not. Here, let me show you Placer County, what it actually looks like. This is all Placer County here. So there's Lake Tahoe, all the way to Roseville, Sacramento. It's huge, though. Sacramento is huge. Truckee is right there. See, that's the thing with Kiely's case also, because right here is Prosser. So, I mean, you're really dancing on lines like border. Like this is, the national forest. So you have uh you have local Truckee PD. Okay, let's go to Kiely, right? You have local Truckee PD. You have Placer County, which is not Truckee if you look at it, unless I'm missing something. See the line here? So you have Truckee, you have Placer, and then you have FBI, right? Because it was like national land. It was federal land. So if you guys haven't watched the movie Revenge yet with what's this guy? Ashton Kutcher, Revenge, and the guy from The Office. I know I told you all to watch it and none of you have watched it. But for me, it just like it just screamed Kiely because spoiler alert, the girl that died at the party, she OD'd on hallucinogens. But because of where the parties are held, it's like in a crossroad between local, federal, and like county lines that, it was so gray of who was in charge of it that it was never really investigated. So you all need to watch it. If you watched it, I can't, you can lead a horse to water, is what I say. It is. Yes. They have to show the money they grab gets spent by an RV. Yes. Yes. Yep. So I'm going to keep playing this video here. And if you guys are just coming in, I encourage you to go back and watch, please. Okay, I think it was this one. Was I showing this one? Yes, okay. The name of the movie is called Revenge. Revenge, and let me see. Let me look for it. You guys need to watch it. I'm telling you, it's going to trigger you. I already spoiled it for you, so. It's Vengeance. I apologize. It's Vengeance. Okay, it's Vengeance. Y'all watch the damn movie. I'm telling you, it's going to trigger you. It's Vengeance. It's BJ, Novak wrote it. But when you guys watch it, you're immediately gonna like think about Kiely. Watch. Take a screenshot of this. It's 2022 Vengeance. And so BJ Novak is going to Texas to write a story about, I don't know how it happened because I watched this a while ago. I watched this last year. I don't know where you can watch it now. I don't know. But a girl ends up dying at a party, and something about the cell service. She tried to call somebody for help. And it honestly triggered me. Like, you guys can think I'm crazy or judge me. I really don't care at this point. I've seen the evil of YouTube and what YouTube does to people, and like all the hate that comes out of YouTube and what people do with YouTube and make fun. I don't care anymore. Y'all, this just triggers me, and I think of Kiely. Yeah. Yeah, so download that. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna stop sharing that. Yeah, it's definitely, no, you guys need to watch it. Okay, because the girl dies, or they move her body. Sorry, graphic content, conversation. So these parties are intentionally created in a place where it's like a gray area between multiple agencies. And the drug dealer is somebody that is prominent in the community. He's a filmmaker. And he parties and he provides these drugs, and then the girls OD, and then the bodies are moved to a place where either they're found or not. And if they're found, they just, she just OD'd. We have another one of those, right? Yeah. And that's all I'm going to say about that one. I'm going to go back. Let me finish sharing what I was sharing. I have 20 minutes left of this live. So I'm going to finish this one. I'm going to go again from the beginning.
Violent predator who was barred from living in Amador.
Hi, CB. How are you?
County is now being released in Placer County.
On Monday, a judge ruled William Stephenson can be sent into that area as a transient. Fox 40's Monica Danda is live at Placer County Superior Court with more on his history and when he will be released. Monica.
Sincerely, Melanie, good morning. So it will still be a few months until William Stevenson is released back into the Placer County community. But of course, this is something that the DA's office was hoping that wouldn't happen. Yesterday, there was a 3-hour hearing and argument by the Placer County DA's office in opposition of this release. But ultimately, the judge did grant this condition.
Okay, so the district attorney said, we don't want this guy. When the DA says, we don't want this guy, the judge says, yes, it's okay. Well, I don't care what you say, DA. I'm going to do what the district attorney works for the county, right? Don't you think that the judge and the DA would be friends? Don't you think that the DA and the judge would agree? Correct me if I'm wrong. Now, if you're a super sleuther, I want to know who the judge was that approved this. And I have a few super sleuthers in the chat right now. Or again, who was it that said it? Outdoorsy, something about follow the money. We all know that payoffs happen. Look, it's inevitable. At some point, we have to consider the option of people being paid off or gaining there's some monetary value, because Liberty Healthcare Insurance, again, run by Alan Stillwater from California, they're willing to put up an RV for this guy to live in. That doesn't happen everywhere, guys. Like, look, there are halfway houses where inmates can transition into society, but that is paid by the city, or like it. I know exactly how that is funded, but it's not a healthcare service. Now, Alan Stillwater is an advocate for, what was it? Adults that didn't grow up. What was the wording? If you all remember, late transition. Oh, you guys remember, right? What I said? The late development adults or developmentally. Oh, I can't even remember, because you know what? You can slap as many fancy words on a fucked up adult as you want, but they're still fucked up. There was a new law passed, not late bloomers. Here, let me go back. I'll go back. But I know Shan's super sleuther. Let's see. I'm going to go back to here we go. This is Alan Stillwater. Now, don't come at me and be like, oh, you're just putting people's, no, this is on the internet, yo. So Liberty Healthcare Corporation, the freedom to succeed, the Alan Stillman has more than 40 years of experience in the field of intellectual and developmental disabilities, with a focus on co-occurring mental health, substance abuse, forensic, and sexual offense issues. He is a certified sex offender treatment provider. Look, I'm going to say something, and I'm going to say it without saying what I want to say. But if this is what he wants to dedicate his life to, does that tell you something about him or his life or his experience in life? It's okay, CB. I'm going to leave the live up because I'm not, I'm in a good, like, mental place right now. Okay, so that's all I'm going to say. In his current role, Alan directs and manages all operations for a specialized support service program to assist with the successful placement of adults with IDD. So he says IDD is intellectual and developmental disabilities. Being a sexual predator, in my opinion, is not a developmental disability. But if you guys remember, there are people that are pushing pedophilia as a disorder. They're trying to, or making it a sexual preference. You guys know that? I'm sorry if this is going to trigger some people, but there are people out there that are trying to say that pedophilia is just a sexual preference and not like a problem. Just like men that like to sleep with men, or women that like to sleep with women, or they're trying to categorize adults sleeping with children as just another sexual preference. There is a movement like that happening from the shadows that are they're trying to make this normal. And there are people like this, in my opinion, that are slowly trying to make it okay. Does that make sense? Anna Beam says yes. Harsh says, I'm sorry, Wi-Fi just went out across our home, I guess. Oh, I'm sorry, Harsh. It is all about power. I'm here till my Wi-Fi. Okay, Michelle. No pedals and maps are serious issues. Yes. Yes, trigger warning. I feel like I'm going to throw up. Yeah, I feel like I'm going to throw up. Yeah, they're trying. Yes, thank you, John. They're trying to normalize this behavior, like sexual crimes, and especially against children, because yes, okay, so you guys are with me, right? We are not. This is not you guys have heard this then, right? And as you know, the biggest problem in the world right now, and are actually the biggest threat to our country, I want to say our children, is pedophilia and sex slavery. And I really do believe it comes from people. It stems from people that have too much money and too much control. Because if you have all the money in the world, like Jeffrey Epstein, and I'm sorry to say Donald Trump, because they're buddies, and all these people that control hedge funds, or money that goes from somewhere to another. When you have too much money and too much time, all they're thinking about is fulfilling their every fantasy. And from my research, 1 in 4 or 5 people are predators, sexual predators, like child predators. And that's a fact. I'm sorry. That's a real thing. And about 95% of these people are men. But there is a movement that is trying to normalize the sexualization. I mean, it's what's happening now. I mean, it's happening every day with our children. I see it. I work, around, I see it. Children are not children anymore. But that's going to be another discussion. I'm kind of going further into the discussion. If you would like me to continue this topic on another day, just let me know in the chat or in the comment section if you're replaying. Placer County will get a grant. There we go. Yeah, okay. Hey, Greg, how are you? Greg says the group you're talking about call themselves MAPs, minor attracted persons. Yeah, it's not normal. It's not normal. FAAFO. I'm sorry, I'm not saying the rest of your name. It's a little long, but yeah, Placer County will get a grant for taking that. Yeah, that would make sense. Okay, so again, super sleuthers. Yeah. So this man, I feel like, is trying to rehabilitate people like that, this violent sexual predator, and put them back in society. Why would you want to do that? Alan, I want to know about you. Not today, though. I want to stick with mine. But he calls it IDD. No, it's not. It's just gross. That's what it is. Let me continue here. But can somebody find the judge that went against the DA? DA said, no, we don't want this in Placer County. Judge said, I'm allowing it. Sex offender commitment program frequently asks questions. When patients committed under the SVP statuses are granted conditional release by the court, they will enter community treatment and supervision under CONREP. Something that is speaking, all conditionally released SVPs receive an intensive regimen of, you know what, you guys, I think they're doing this also just because there are so many people in prison. They just need to get them out of the prison. Let's see. I'm looking at the pages of so many of them. Judge Garen Horst. Can you put that in my folder, please? Thank you, Tiff. I appreciate you. I appreciate you.
Additional release for Stephenson. We've been hoping that wouldn't happen. Yesterday, there was a 3-hour hearing and argument by the Placer County DA's office in opposition of this release, but ultimately the judge did.
Wait,
hoping that wouldn't
how many DAs?
happen. Yesterday, there was a 3-hour hearing and argument by the Placer County DA's office in opposition
3 hours
of this release, but ultimately the judge did grant this conditional release for Stephenson. We've been following this story closely. It was back in April. The state tried to move convicted sex offender Stephenson to a neighborhood in Sutter Creek in Amador County. The public and community leaders held hearings and successfully blocked that placement. Then it was brought up that Stephenson would be released in Placer County instead of Amador County. The Department of State Hospitals subcontracted Liberty Healthcare to conduct the housing search for Stephenson and will purchase an RV for.
Wait, so who contracted Justice? Y'all, please take notes for me. Please, please, please.
Subcontracted Liberty Healthcare to consider Creek and Amador County. The public and community leaders held hearings and successfully blocked that placement. Then it was brought up that Stephenson would be released in Placer County instead of Amador County. The Department of State Hospitals subcontracted.
The Department of State Hospitals subcontracted. Department. I'm going to Google that. Department of State Hospitals. I'm going like really off track of what everything, but you know what? We're doing this together. Manages, so DHS manages the California State Hospital System, which provides mental health services to patients admitted into DSH facilities. The department strives to provide effective treatment in a safe environment and in a fiscally responsible manner. Okay. Okay. California Forced or Involuntary Sterilization Compensation Program. Individuals who lived in state-run hospitals, homes, and institutions through 1979 were sterilized, leaving them unable to have biological. Even if you sterilize them, oh God. As a result of Assembly Bill 137, the Forced or Involuntary Sterilization Compensation Program was created to financially compensate survivors of state-sponsored sterilization. The California Victim Compensation Board administers the program. Please visit here to learn more. Oh God. Below is a list of services and associated costs provided by the Department of State Hospitals. Charge description. Matter, shop a bullet. What the fuck is all this? I need to go back and check all this. What the fuck? Okay. Well, this is on live for you guys. I'm going to stop sharing that. But so it was the department. Okay, so that was them. Okay, let me finish this. I'm almost done with this live, y'all. I'm trying to be good and not do a 7-hour thing, a 6-hour thing. You know, you all know I'll go 12 hours. I don't give a shit. But okay, here we go.
Liberty Healthcare to conduct the county. The public and community leaders held hearings and successfully blocked that placement. Then it was brought up that Stephenson would be released in Placer County instead of Amador County. The Department of State Hospitals subcontracted Liberty Healthcare to conduct the housing search for Stephenson and will purchase an RV for him to live in. The Placer County DA's office has multiple concerns with this ruling, including that Stephenson's original crimes that placed him in the sexually violent predator program did not happen in Placer County, and that predators with this status have a 50% failure rate, according to Liberty Healthcare. So, of course,
So, according to Liberty Healthcare, which is fronting the bill for an RV for this sexually violent predator to live, they admit that they have a 50% failure rate. I mean, you could look at it as the glass half full or glass half empty. Either way, it's the same fucking percentage. So I guess John's right. It's about the money. It's about the money.
Concerns still looming here, but the judge did rule already, and on September 1st at 8:30 in the morning, that is when there will be a hearing that's open to the public here, and that is when the judge will ultimately decide where this RV will be placed.
So it's been approved. September the 1st, the judge is going to say where it's going to be placed. I know that my title says Kiely Rodni. I did talk about Kylie Rodni and the Utah couple and Jolisa Fuentes at the beginning. Again, I told you that I was just doing research, and then the research led me to here. But I think this is also important because it's happening in real time. I think it's important that we stay on top of this case, on top of this situation, because even though we're not talking about Kylie Rodni, it is because of Kylie Rodni that our eyes are open to this area. And I'm trying to look at it through a very objective eyes, just trying to like look at the facts. But even when you look at the facts, I mean, it's very telling what's happening in this county. Is this county money based? The judge that is supposed to listen to the community, right? Community says no, we don't want it. Amador County won the fight. The judge from Amador County said, no, we're not doing it. But what is it about Placer? Is it a money thing? To me, that seems like the only plausible thing, right? Like the reason why. If you guys have another reason why, put it in the chat. I could be very tunnel vision, right? Because I might have a subconscious vendetta against this county, and I get that. However, does this affect the decisions, right? So think about the decisions that were made a year ago regarding Kiely. If the judge is saying, I'm not listening to the DA or the community, we're going to have this offender here. If Liberty Healthcare is footing up the bill, they're going to be paying taxes. That people are getting cut somewhere. Is this the vibe in Placer County? Is this why things were handled the way they were with Kiely? I mean, again, just questions. I think they're fair questions. Right. Squirrels on Fire says sheesh. FAAFO says so Liberty will get a grant and so will Placer County. Right. And I know Ms. Shan did do a video or a live discussing money and where it was going. And if Shan, if you have that link, please share it with us, because she did go into the website and money allocation around the time that Kylie's case was happening. And also the Utah couple, Angelisa. I mean, they all happened one day right after another. Bet he offends again within 30 days. I think it'll be less. Harsh one says, I'm happy I got you. I've been looking for you in SOF, but I'm not seeing much. And I reached out to Shannon. She's, we're all just trying to get the year started with school. It's a busy time for everybody, but I really do admire your tenacious personality, Harsh one. So please don't give that up. Greg says, if he commits another attack, that Liberty Healthcare should be sued to oblivion. But they're going to be signing papers to protect themselves. It's always they are aware. Liberty knows it's a 50-50 failure rate or success rate. So when they're providing paperwork, that they're going to either add it in fine print or somewhere in the legal text where they're going to be protecting themselves. I mean, they're going to have good lawyers that are going to make sure that they CYA. Yeah. CB says, we tried to impeach the governor, had the numbers, and look what happened. His auntie is in charge. There you go. Hey, Carrie, how are you? It's okay, Carrie. You think so, Sheila? And hi, welcome. It's bigger. It's who's in the country. California's, SOF says, California needs to start filing injunctions on certain people. You think so, but I think money's just too big in California. I just think, in my opinion, I feel like California is its own country. A lot of things happen in California. To me, seems like the trial state, right? Wasn't weed legalized first in California, and then in Colorado, and then California? They're doing the lab grown meat. They're starting it there. Like everything just starts in California. I feel like California has its own rules. It has its own and I'm not saying California is bad, but they kind of march to the beat of their own drum. And I know there are many people that watch this channel that are from California. So in the comment section, if you're in the replay crew, let me know if my evaluation. No, that's not. If my theory is correct. I'm just going to have to get it to you, Ara. Good night, Miss Harsh. It's not a vendetta. They're just that damn sketchy. You think so? Yep. The rights of people that over law-abiding citizens. I'm glad you're here, Sheila. I do not have that link, but it was a lie. I have no idea where it is. I know you work hard. And please hit the like button. Oh, thank you, Harsh. I appreciate you. Well, get some rest, okay? CB says, so if you look closer, most northern counties want to disbar from California. Really? You're like number 9, Katie, but I appreciate all 9 of you. Shan says, Cali residents need to start filing injunctions on specific people holding office. Alana says, RV should be put in the prison parking lot. Well, I mean, right? Or next to, how about park that RV next to the judge that approved it, right? That's the thing. I think, I don't know where I saw it, but it was something like give the people, the people that are in charge of our salaries and how much we give, how about they live off a 40,000 a year, 50,000 a year, 60,000 a year, just like middle class or even lower middle class salary. Let them live off of that for even a year. How are they would that then change laws? People, once they stop relating to each other, the empathy is gone, right? People that make these decisions, I don't believe they no longer see themselves as you, me, your neighbor. They see themselves as some entity that is protected from the real world just because they make decisions. But at the end of the day, we all bleed red. At the end of the day, we all are made the same inside and out. So when their heads get so big, so out of touch with reality, that's when these bullshit laws, regulations are passed. When money becomes your savior, when it becomes, but you know what? That's something that they're going to have to learn at some point. I don't know. John says, I think he will disappear and they will spend. Yeah, right. Moda doesn't. Yeah. Hey, Jody, how are you? I'm glad you're here. Park the RV. Yep. That's exactly what I'm saying, dude. Yep. I'm just saying the stuff that I pulled up and things, Shan, because you gave me the courage to do this. I'm glad. I'm going to finish playing this. I've gone over the hour, but I'm going to finish the rest of this, and I will do hopefully a part 2 tomorrow. I do have a date night planned, so here we go.
That Liberty Healthcare is working on getting for Stephenson and when he'll be released into the community. Reporting in Roseville, covering local news that matters, Monica de Anda, Fox 40 News.
Okay, so now you know that. Okay, so let me go into the next video. Just wanted to give you some background here. Okay, so now the next one I'm going to show you is from, so I'm trying to go in a timeline here. So the next one is from Placer County. This is from 3 days ago, August the 21st. So all these, even the sheriff is opposed to it. DA is opposed to it, but the judge says it's okay. If that does not scream corruption on the judge's side and linked to California Department of Health and Liberty Healthcare run by Alan Stillwater, I don't know what would.
Standing against the transient release of William Stephenson,
as the sheriff, I am not willing to take that gamble, quite frankly.
Local and state leaders voiced their opinions about what Stephenson's relocation would be upon his release. 66-year-old Stephenson is considered a sexually violent predator and has spent about 3 decades in prison. As he awaits a decision, the Department of State Hospitals is looking at Placer County as an option for transient status release, meaning he won't have a permanent address.
So it is a recipe for disaster in terms of his programming, and it creates a bigger threat.
Okay, so this is the district attorney. I need to drop that in my folder. Hold on, let me take a little screenshot here so I can go back to that. Cool.
And a bigger risk of his failure, which could translate into future harm to other victims.
As many point out their safety concerns,
significant uptick of 30% in the number of transient releases of sexually violent predators. This is extremely concerning.
Those in rural communities like State Senator Marie Alvarado Gil are trying to make sure that people like Stephenson
Even the state senator is opposed to it. But the judge said okay. If corruption is not an option as an explanation, can someone in the chat provide another one, please?
don't end up in her district.
I represent 13 rural communities, and I'll say it over and over again. We have historically been a dumping ground for other people's garbage, and we're no longer going to do that.
She just said we have historically become a dumping ground for other people's garbage.
The Department of State Hospitals had previously scheduled Stephenson's release in Sutter Creek, facing opposition from the Amador County Board of Supervisors, the sheriff, and the district attorney. Marisela de la Cruz, KCRA 3 News.
The Department of State Hospitals is also consulting right now with Kern and Santa Cruz counties on possible locations for Stephenson's placement.
Why not keep him in jail? Because Alan Stillwater... Shan, does Alan Stillwater mean anything to you? I just want to know. Like, if you've... I know you've done... Oh, what am I doing? Hold on, sorry. And then, so the last video I'm going to show you here. And I'm going to give you all a quiz at the end. It's going to be one question. It's not a real quiz. Okay, so then this is the video that Wu put out, and I was kind of an asshole, and I made a comment underneath. But then Wu put out a video just 3 days ago.
Hello, everyone. Sheriff Wayne Wu here. I just wanted to take a moment and thank everybody who showed up to the meeting today regarding the sexually violent predators proposed release into Placer County. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to make your voices heard. We know it was not convenient by the Department of State Hospitals, who also refused to show up here in Placer County and also made...
Okay, I'm going to give it to Wu. Wu is kind of calling out the health department. He says they did not bother to show up. Is this a real entity? Is this... Okay, you know what a shell company is? You have two types of companies that bigger corporations use to funnel money through and invest, and to sell to other people to use to funnel through. So a shell company is a company that is created online. You fill out the paperwork. You can call it, like, let's call it RV LLC, or like Health Services LLC. It's a liability limited company or whatever. All you have to do is file the paperwork on the internet and like put a couple names in there and a phone number, and it is now a company. Connect a bank account to it, and there you go. And money, it can be, shoved through that. A shelf company is a company that has been utilized for that reason for years, that has obtained a history of transaction, and then that is sold to other companies to serve as a money funneling corporation. Yeah. So just giving you a little bit of back. So is this liable? Is this Liberty? What is it? Liable? What was it, guys? Help me out here. I have so many tabs open. Liable, Liberty Health. It was Liberty Health. Shan, is that a shelf? Is that a shell company? Sounds like it could be. Someone's getting a payoff here, I think. So I'm going to leave this live up just as a place for you guys to go back and just kind of question some things.
Today to make your voices heard. We know it was... Take a moment and thank everybody who showed up to the meeting today regarding the sexually violent predators proposed release into Placer County. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to make your voices heard. We know it was not convenient.
Yeah, but Wu is not for this. And he's calling out that Liberty Health company. Watch.
The Department of State Hospitals, who also refused to show up here in Placer County, and also made this meeting during the daytime at 9:30, despite our pleas to make it in the evening so more residents of this community could come out and have their voices heard. At the meeting today, we again confirmed that the Department of State Hospitals really has no viable housing option yet. They're still proposing a transient release, which we are absolutely against. Liberty Healthcare's own statistics say that that has a 50% success rate.
As I said, and he says 50% success rate, 50% failure rate as well.
Which is quite frankly unacceptable. While they're willing to gamble on Stephenson and put this community's safety in jeopardy, I quite frankly am not.
Hi, Alice. How are you?
And you have my word that I will continue to fight on your behalf and oppose Stephenson's release into Placer County.
Well, Woo, you can oppose it all you want. Oh, thank you for your donation, Harsh Shelley. You're awesome. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Sorry for the commercial. What is this? I don't want to use that. All right. So I'm going to. Oh. Hold on. Let me pull up another tab. Give me a second. Okay, so this is from ABC 10th from a month ago, from July 18th.
Originally expected to relocate to Amador County, but a judge's ruling now puts him in Placer County.
And new tonight, some are saying not so fast. ABC 10's Roxanne Elias is live in Placer County, and law enforcement is pushing back now, Roxanne?
They are, Chris. Placer County Sheriff.
Miss Shelley, you didn't have to give anything at all. I appreciate you, though, and you have a good night. And thank you for your kindness. Please get some sleep, and we're all praying for you.
Wayne Wu says that Stephenson is not someone who could be trusted to live freely among the public. He says that his criminal history is highly concerning.
So this person sexually assaulted 2 people in a nude beach, and this did not happen in Placer County. I'm trying to look into this person more, what they did, but it was more interesting to me that Placer County was chosen after Amador said no, and Wu is against it. The DA is against it. The state representative is against it, but the judge, and I believe it was Tiff that gave us the name. It's just interesting.
And quite frankly, he poses.
Oh, and Alan Stillwater is in charge of Liberty Health. I wonder if that's a shell company. It kind of looks like it. I need to do more research on that.
A threat to the community. Outcry in Placer County after
Stephenson's first name is, give me a second. If someone can help me out here, you're cool. It is, oh no, hold on. William Stephenson with a PH. William Stephenson. Yes. William Stephenson. Thank you, Katie Bug. Oh, I'm sorry you're feeling some anxiety. We're here for you, Miss Shelley. Yes, thank you.
a judge ordered William Stephenson to be released as a transient.
Throughout these proceedings, the
Miss Shelley, if you want to share your page in the chat, you're more than welcome to. Go ahead and drop your link. And Miss Shan and anyone, drop the link. We're all here for each other. I will show support the same way that I was shown support. Let me, so go ahead and do that.
To live freely among the public. He says that.
Good night, Tiff. Thank you for being here.
His criminal history is highly concerning, and quite frankly, he poses a threat to the community. Outcry in Placer County after a judge ordered William Stephenson to be released as a transient.
Throughout these proceedings, the Placer County District Attorney's Office has been vehemently objecting to his release. Because of public safety, this is an individual who has served 31 years in state prison as a very violent sex offender.
Stevenson's history of sexual violence began in 1985. He was sentenced to 31 years in prison. He was then released in 2014. Then 3 years later, he was caught with child pornography. The DA's
So he was released once already and then caught with child pornography. And then he went back to prison. And now they want to release him again. And Liberty Health is going to pay the bill for an RV. Sorry, that's weird.
office is adamant they don't want him to be released, much less as a transient. This means he will not have a stable address to go to. Back in March, the Amador County Sheriff's Office put up a fight after he was initially set to be released there.
When we were initially notified, we learned that the Department of State hospitals and specifically Liberty Healthcare, who they contract under.
Liberty Healthcare was specifically contracted by the California Department of Health.
Adamant they don't want him to be released, much less as a transient. This means he will not have a stable address to go to. Back in March, the Amador County Sheriff's Office put up a fight after he was initially set to be released there.
When we were initially notified, we learned that the Department of State hospitals and specifically Liberty Healthcare, who they contract under the SVP, the Sexually Violent Predator Program, never really followed the law. They never gave us the proper notifications or allowed us to have the input.
Liberty.
Did he just say that Liberty Health did not do anything? Okay, we need to listen to that one more time. Sorry.
Sheriff's Office put up a fight after he was initially set to be released there.
When we were initially notified, we learned that the Department of State hospitals and specifically Liberty Healthcare, who they contract under the SVP, the Sexually Violent Predator Program, never really followed the law. They never gave us the proper notifications or allowed us to have the input.
Liberty Healthcare is the health provider overseeing the program, and there is concern with the ability of this third party safely monitoring the convicted sexual predator.
Some major red flags right there with having a contracted healthcare provider almost doing some type of law enforcement services. They really couldn't tell us how they were going to monitor Mr. Stephenson.
The Placer County DA's office now calling for an audit surrounding issues involving transient releases of sexually violent predators.
We're concerned that when he's released this time, he'll repeat and continue to violate any terms that the court might order on him.
Stephenson is currently living in a state hospital. His next hearing is set for September 1st in Auburn. Chris, Laura.
We do pledge to stay on top of this story, so be sure to stay with ABC 10 for updates on air and online at abc10.com.
Okay, so first of all, I want to say thank you, Kiely. Thank you, Kiely, for pushing my eyes to this area. I would have never done that. So thank you. Thank you, Kiely, for giving us glasses into this area. If it wasn't for you, I don't know if I would have known these things. Now, it's really important that I really hope other YouTubers talk about this, because I know everybody and their mom and their cousin and the sister's cousin and the nephew and the neighbor is talking about Brian Kohlberger. I understand that it's juicy. I get that it's, it's gonna get the views. I get it. I understand YouTube. But this is important, because if this is gonna happen here, how soon, how quick is this gonna happen under your nose in your state? We need to be informed of these situations. Now, I'm gonna keep following this because I feel like my heart wants to. And it started with Kiely. It started with Kiely, then with the couple, and then Jolisa. Well, thank you, Kiely, for steering us here. I'm just going to give credit to her. I'm going to keep following this case, even if you don't want to see it, even if these videos get 100 views. I don't give a shit anymore. But I hope that if you're a creator watching this, this is something that you will help me follow up on. Please help me research this issue and just make it something that is known, because a lot of these people navigate in darkness. The less people know about these things, like Alan Stillwater and Liberty Health. We just saw a video where the officer said Liberty Health didn't do anything by the law. Thank you, CB. There's a petition. Good, but obviously petitions don't matter. But if more creators can talk about this, I'm just a little channel, as many people like to point out when they like to criticize me and make fun of me and their channels. That's fine. Yes, I am a little channel. But together we're bigger than this. So I love you all. Thank you for hanging out with me tonight. It was actually it was a breath of fresh air. Thank you, Kiely. Kiely, we're still thinking about you every day, and there is more to be done. There's more to be researched. And no, I'm not trying to save the world, or no, we're not trying to save the world, but you know what? Information is power. Power is key to our survival, first of all, but also being united in facts and really just critically thinking about what's happening around us. So with that being said, I love you all very much. No, yeah, I gotta stop. It's I want to keep these within a reasonable time frame. But we will continue this discussion. We will continue the discussion, and everybody that's here. I love you all. And thank you for loving Kiely and loving really just loving the path for truth. Justice, I don't know if we'll get justice, but there's only good from truth. There's only good from truth. Right? Not I mean, we can go off and do, connect dots that are not there maybe, but there are dots that are real. This is real. This is what I see. Yes, you guys are awesome. I love you all so much. If you're catching this on the replay, please let me know what you guys think. I love you all very much. And just do something nice for somebody today or tomorrow. I love you all. Have a good night. I'll see you soon. Hopefully tomorrow. Bye, y'all.